Hello. Hi, hello. And today I will be speaking live again about the models, again about the model search, again about the most common issues, the problems that I have with models and that actually I have with clients booking models. Okay, because this is something what it's absolutely new, right? Photo shoot with hot, sexy models is available in my studio. You know that there is a lot of adult industries, porn industries online using models, hiring models for their adult adventures, entertainment, all these kind of things. So that's what I do. It's just not because I'm making porn, it's because I'm creating sexual art, and very often models help my clients to relax and actually create these adult content and adult fantasies. You know why? Because without them, this not will be possible, right? Okay, and very often partners do not like to participate, they would rather watch. Okay, and sometimes the lady is looking for a hot model, sometimes is the guy looking for a hot female models, and sometimes the guys are hiring hot male models for their ladies, right? And today, let me tell you this, today I got the longest there is a form which you can fill on the my website, and usually people start with, I don't know, 2 3 5 sentences, right? I got this long. When I opened, I thought, oh my gosh, and I start reading, and this guy clearly went through my website, and there is a few websites I do not update them well, so he looked at both, he compared, and he had a lot of questions. Okay, and there are many questions related with models, right? And the reason why I'm telling you this is because this guy want to make a hot sexy album. Okay, it's a wedding, right? And I understand that this is a mature couple and this is not their first wedding, but what his idea was, okay, his idea was not to be in this book. Okay, hire a doubler, like James Bond have a doubler, or Tom Cruise have a doubler. So that was his idea. It's so funny, I'm thinking, are you for real? So he don't want this guy's mm, face to be in there and similar, but the thing is that is going to be intimate scene with his wife. Okay, and he for this album particular one, he's asked me to, he went on the other websites, and showed my competitors pictures. Okay, show my competitors pictures that he did the research, and he asked me to do like the others do. Okay, so he asked me to photograph his wife in a certain way that how to say, he cannot be recognized. Okay, I'm telling you, the models absolutely changed the dimension of the photo shoot. Okay, and the models are those subjects, okay, which help me to go into this how to say, erotic photography, because without them I would not have, I never shot friends, so this is a master class, yes, how to shoot with adult models, right? And the reason why I'm teaching you that, because I created this course, Shoot Like a Pro, and it is adult photography, and I do adult content. I mean, boudoir, glamour, explicit, nude, penetration shoots, so everything I will be discussing, okay, in this course, right? And models are those subjects that you would need to get into your shoot, unless you want to shoot your cock and your vagina, okay, which I do recommend, okay, just for that reason. You see, when you're doing something, it is very good to be in that skin for yourself to understand fully and completely how it is, what is it about, what are your nerves, what are your insecurities coming in, how this person will feel, how this person would look, and then you can analyze your experience in front of the camera, because how the learning goes, first you need to do it, okay? And that is scary because of the things that you will fail. You will fail. Although, I'm not saying everything what I say, it's not 100%, okay? Because when I did my first ever shoot with a not pretty model, which I had mentioned in my last previous video, I realized that I am a fucking great photographer because I made an amazing shots. And years after, when I went and studied art, and I did a photography course as well, and I had an exhibition, and I was presenting my artwork, which related to how to say, to an art. Okay, it's not like explicit nudes, porn scenes. Yes, there are models nude, but I've projected on them something that they would feel dress. Okay, so I've showed to the high profile, okay, people who understand about art and stuff, and they were fascinated about my photography. The first photo shoot which I did, they're saying, why are you not showing these, they're so amazing. And I was like, wow, really? So the first shoot was so successful for me. So yeah, so you need to set your mind to the point that you will have successful shots and not successful shots. But the way I shot in my life, I never had unsuccessful shoot. Okay, so you need to understand that there is something about us humans who create the vision and pictures in our head. Okay, and they change through time. Okay, sometimes when you take those pictures and you absolutely hate them, dislike yourself so much, okay, you would see that through the time when you go back, okay, and you can compare yourself with the younger you and the reality you now, okay, you will love yourself, okay, because from that moment when you're taking those pictures, you are in one state, okay, with one energy, with one goal, right? And if you continue developing and mastering your skills on yourself, right, you will see how the progress and how many shifts will go and move. Okay, there is not a single picture now which I don't like about myself, because I understand myself very well. I can understand the mood, I understand why I felt this way, why I created this picture, why I used that, and so on and so on, right? So starting from yourself, it's a very big start, okay? But I haven't done this, right? I went straight away to the models because this is, for me, was the easiest way. I had too many blocks on myself. Okay, too many. Just I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. First of all, I thought, I'm not a model. Come on, what I'm gonna do? How I'm gonna improve my photography? I need a proper model. I need to learn to communicate with that person. I need to learn to direct this person. I need to understand and recognize, bits and pieces in the studio, what's happening, right? How can I impact the model? How can I move from one scene, which is, how to say, shy maybe and awkward? When you have a model and it's not an adult model, I mean, not experience in erotic field, you will have many barriers to cross, okay? And that person will have a lot of limitations and boundaries on many things, okay? And that's what I want to tell you. That's where I learn to 100% respect, okay, the person. If he's shy, if he's awkward, it's visible, okay? If he's hiding, if he's doesn't want to do one or the other thing, it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna address him or her, okay? It means that it's not time. You understand? Because this is an erotic photo shoot and your goal is to cook that dish, right? Not to go around it putting some spices and stuff. You actually need to break those eggs and cook that dish. And that is only up to you, okay? Because there will be not many people who you don't know, and they are so confident about their personality, about their body, and about how they feel that they will undress straight away and take the cock out and pose and do everything, okay? I didn't have at the start such models, okay? I needed slowly, okay? Followed one by one idea, bringing this to this and speaking to that person. You know, it takes time to get used to and to know you and to feel confident, okay? And it's vice versa, okay? Unless you absolutely do not care about the human factor. You are here to shoot some asshole, you know, some cock, some vagina, and this is like, because there is shoots like that, okay? This is like very anatomical. You know, when you go to see your proctologist, okay, he nicely speak. Have you been in any situation like that? It will be all pleasant. The consultation will start really nicely, but people do not have the whole day, you know, and they have these 15 minutes to see the patient, right? So 5 minutes or so, you will have this nice consultation, and then that's it. Hands down, buns, you know, cheeks, this, and they will examine. Okay, and that is one way of doing it. That's how porn is made. Okay, so that is the whole difference between sexual art and between, you know, how to say, something what you can create in terms of the energy level, right? When the person is comfortable, when the person is ready, when the person is happy to pose this way, to feel this way, he feel excited, he feels stimulated, he or she, doesn't matter, right? But I'm saying there is a reason why you're doing this in this way and leading this shoot. It's like a dance, you know? When you think about the dance, for example, I never had this mind in my head, and I never was in a dancing school or whatever, but I know what there is steps, okay? Then you go there, then you go there, then you go there, then you go there, then you go there. So that is like a dance, and I know that there are many photographers who would imagine their shoot in this way. Why I'm saying you this? Because they have sets in the studio, and they know how their lighting works, and they know how to lead the client and what is the quickest way to shoot those special scenes and go through that experience with the person. The problem I see is because this experience become a conveyor, okay? And that is, again, I'm talking to you about the porn, you know? When you how to say, you have no time to invest in that person, okay? And you know exactly that vagina is there and it's ready, right? I mean, you can put a lube and something, and there is a lot of extras to make it really ready, right, for certain kind of actions, right? But that is the difference, okay? That's what I'm saying. It is the difference. And the different, the woman know, you know, if I'm speaking to the woman, they know what is the difference in sex, okay? When you are ready, when you are aroused to that point, then you don't need a lube, right? And it takes time because it's a body, right? It's not a machine. You cannot just quick like that bring the person into the studio or in front of the camera and say, that's it, now you have 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And I'll tell you this, there are photographers like that, okay? And one guy, you know, he wanted to be an adult model, and he was complaining about this because he said he went to see a photographer and she was a woman, and they shot few like erotic portraits or whatever, and then she came to him before the masturbation scene and coming shot, whatever scene they were doing. And she said to him, "You have 3 minutes." And because it shocked him so much, it's like, I was so shocked at that time. He said, my hands were shaking, my heart was, this is like I had 3 minutes for what, you know? And he was scared. Okay, and he came to me and he said, I have a massive erection. I seriously have a very big cock, but because the way it was laid out like that, he says, I could not perform. He says, I couldn't. Okay, and so this is a conveyor. You rank ready, not ready, come, not come, go, you know. And that's something what I'm trying to avoid, and that's what I'm saying to you. Okay, the conveyor experience is not something what I would suggest because of the nature of the shoot. When the person is undressing and shooting naked, and you are the one who would like to shoot more, unless you're happy to stay and shoot those boobs and nipples, or you know how to say that bum, and don't want anything more. Because what happens, it's very interesting, you know, what happens when you're creating a sexual energy. The person don't know by himself what will happen, because not many of us are doing and playing with themselves in front of the camera. People don't know how long it will take. There was one guy who was ringing me and saying, "Oh, okay, how long is this photo shoot?" I said, "That's that much long. And can I come during the photo shoot?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." And he says, "Can I watch the porn during that hour?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." And he says, "I can come 4 times when I watch porn, right?" So there are a lot of elements which will encourage people, okay, to actually go into the mood. Last video I mentioned there is an alcohol, one element which at first I do not recommend, but there are cases where it seriously breaks the ice and just help people loosen up. You can end up then, you know, doing more, or the client can, you know, overdose, or, you know, just enjoy himself too more and stay, how to say, longer than expected, and maybe even how to say, do services that you not calculated into, you know, to your session, whatever. It's very tricky with the alcohol. I told you it's a flip, it's a flip coin, which is how to say, can flip any time if it's too much. You don't know what is the dose for person. Sometimes it's adrenaline and sometimes it's cool, right? But then they feel better and they want more and want more. One lady, I could not stop unless I would take, you know, this cocktail out of your mouth. She could not stop drinking. Okay, and she thought that every time she have a drink and she have a set of shots, it's getting better and better, which is not. Okay, sometimes it's getting worse and worse with this alcohol. So that's why I'm saying this is a very important energy level, okay, with between you and between that model. And if you are interested to do the more with that model, then you need to go to the stage, okay, where you having really successful shots, right? When the person is absolutely comfortable, you need to reassure them. That's why I'm showing my pictures. Okay, I'm stopping during the photo shoot and I'm showing the pictures so they would understand what's going on, because sometimes one light is in a studio and there is another result, an outcome on the camera, which the way I've created, of course, I'm telling everything what's happening and what I'm making during the session, and I'm helping and explaining as much as I can. But like I say, you know, this, for example, course, it is better to see how the photo shoot goes in. Okay, it is better to see visually and understand visually. You know, some people understand by words, some people understand by vision, some people understand by touch. and other senses and whatever. Yeah. So it is very important to think about those senses and what your person is reacting to. So not like erotic atmosphere, but relaxed atmosphere is a must. Okay, when you want to shoot erotic explicit photo shoot with your model, no matter is it a female or a male, you need to think about this. Okay, you need to think about this. So not rushing and not going into this, not pushing. Okay, because what happens is that it is very important, not to make person feel that you are there for your need, okay, because you want those pictures, right? Then it's not the way I do it. Okay, the reason why everyone is going as far as they do in my sessions, because they understand that this is they who are taking this benefit. Okay, that this is their who getting, how to say, bonuses. Okay, that there will be nowhere else, and I'm constantly saying this because we have this discussion. They never had this before. How they feel when they taking these pictures? Can we go a little bit further? Can we try this? Can we try this? And I never speak about, how to say, about these all sessions which are related to, how to say, sexual energy creation in a sexual way. I always choose the voice, how I speak, and I always choose the manner, how I speak. Because I don't really care, about them. People absolutely terrified that, their personality is somehow very much important, that someone can use them and abuse them, for example, who they are, or they on this job. And if you are a good photographer and if you are charging a decent amount, so people who can afford this photo shoot not gonna be simple people. So of course they're making this photo shoot, and somehow they are getting, how to say, concerned or worried that this is about them, that somehow, because the problem about this adult photography and adult content making is to use that content, okay, and to use those people, right? And what happens is, if you make this way that this is very important, and those people who you're shooting very important, they would feel this. I don't really care who they are, how much they make, where do they live, what do they have, I don't really care. And that's what they feel and sense. All I care is about the successful shots that they can make with me. Okay? And when they see that this is all I care, when I'm shooting, very often, okay, very often, I start with the portraits without, how to say, without not going into explicit and things, right? But when I go do there, right, I try to keep their personality and their face away as possible, okay? Because this is a very strange factor inside of us when we connect a head and our vagina in one shot, right? There are many people who will smile, there are many people who will look away, and there are many people who will feel awkward, okay? However, for my benefit, for example, I don't need their faces in their camera, in their shots. So I can crop them. Sorry, I can crop them already straight away. Okay? Because what happens is, you see, if you start making this erotic photography and stuff, you will bounce into those limitations. So imagine, I can tell you this. If my photo shoot, okay, because how I do my photo shoot, I share the copyright, I share the ownership, because I think this way it's fair, okay? And if I would give the ownership to my client, okay, no one will allow me to use any pictures. That I can tell you for nothing. My website will be empty. There will be nothing in there. Okay? Because that's how it is. And then they realize and understand if the standard shoot gives them 500, 700 images and they pay, 1, 2, 3 pound per picture, I cannot give them ownership. You understand? I am totally a different studio. They get a huge value from me. Okay? So they do this with you, talking about models, right? For two reasons. You give them value, you treat them with the respect. Okay? And that's two main things. Because respect is where all the problems lie. Okay? Absolutely. I even do not take clients where I feel that there is some kind of, like a disrespect or something. Recently, I turned down one couple. Okay, they are supposed to shoot, I don't know what was the date, next week or something, right? Photo shoot with two hot models, right? And they were booking a studio, they were paying me fee, so there was no disrespect towards me. They agreed on the job what they wanted to pay a fee, right? And then they asked about the models. Okay, and I was communicating with the lady. She was booking this photo shoot, and we were discussing details with her. What I've noticed is that she's very much familiar with the adult business, the way she speaks, Okay, which is okay, right? But then she was booking the models and gave me a rough idea about the shoot, and I was just giving one price. And then she was going deeper and deeper into details, and I realized that for this price, she just want that model to do everything what they want. Okay? Everything what she wants and everything what he wants. Okay? And I praise that model because couples and serving the couples is serving two people. Couples sometimes do not realize. But when you will be photographer and when you will be arranging those shoots, you will understand that posing and serving one person is one person. Posing and serving two people is two people. Okay? Two orals, two people kissing out is two, Somehow they think this is one, right? How to say? If two people come to the bar, they order two drinks, right? They do not order, okay, they can order one to share, right? So that's why I'm saying to you this situation, okay? One to share. I thought, okay, one to share, this and that, okay. And then they start listing out so many ideas that I got that feeling that the lady do not fucking respect those models. Okay? And if I have the sense from that email already, that she's trying to pack that person she's, booking, okay, with a lot of things to do, this, but she is not, how to say, expanding the budget for the model, right? And that is a disrespect right here, right now. And she's asking me to arrange this. Okay? And I thought, no, I don't care about my fee. If the person does not respect the simple things, every service have to be paid. If you go to the restaurant and you get every dish, right? Separately, you pay for every dish separately, right? There are nightclubs when you pay, okay, table 2,000 or 5,000, whatever, right? And then you're getting those drinks and can bring whatever people, right? There are things like that. But adult service is different. So you need to understand when you're shooting that model that you need to shoot a service separately, every service separately for yourself as well, right? So it is two different things. Usually people would like to have sex and oral blowjob, whatever, right? Come shot at the end. It's the usual standard thing, right? But when you're going for not standard things and you have huge list of requirements, right? And you do not appreciate how to say that service in general that you will find somewhere and getting somewhere and pushing how to say that model to the edge and stretching as much as possible. It is one thing when you're stretching, I don't know, your kids party, right? The kids will share the room and something, but this is adult content. This is their vagina, this is their mouth, this is their body, okay? And this is what people, how to say, that's why people went to this business, not to be used, and abused. So how to say, there are two ways here, okay? There are models who will use you for their benefit, and I've been in this situation many times, okay? People just lie. But I can tell you this, clients also lie. Okay, so when you are getting into the adult industry, the things are getting totally different, okay, and complicated right there. Because when you will be booking a wedding photo shoot, right, you will know exactly how this, what is the venue, what is this. No one will try to lie, or something. They will say, okay, you will do this reception, then you will do this shoot, I will do this, this. That's it, right? Yeah, that's how it will do. I don't know. Maybe there are, how do you say, different things. But what I'm saying is to you, when it just comes to an adult content creators, okay, to find honest people, honest, okay, who do not want to abuse you, or there were people, guys, who don't want to abuse you and the model. It's, how to say, it's big, I don't know, luck. It's just that's how I want to represent myself. I don't want to get any services and attract those people and serve any people with this agenda, because, how to say, if you think that I mean, there are mentalities, okay, like this, and the people around the world getting sex for free, okay, or there are adult services which are cost really cheap, right? And it just gives them those intentions that they can do and try and stuff. But you must understand why I'm trying to tell you that your energy and your respect should be there in the first place, because you're making this on camera. It will stay with you for a really long time, and with them for a really long time. And if you cheat them, or lie to them, and do something dishonest, that's going to be your karma. That's why when I say to my clients that I do not use their identity, their face pictures, I'm not interested, okay, to show, just to protect them, right? One guy today wrote me a thing, about this private shoots, so there are people who do not want to pay for the copyrights, and they don't know how to go about it, and I recommend, if you're paranoid, and if all the world knows your wife's vagina and she can be recognized, then how to say, then you pay, and you need to resolve this situation, right? It's not my job here, and but majority, when you say and you guarantee that you are taking this adult content, nude or explicit pictures for a certain reason, right? Majority people are fine, because seriously, first you aging, you're getting old, many things change, of course, things like tattoo getting recognized and things, but now there is so many, okay? Does every person in the world knows how to say how your ass looks like or how your cock looks like? I mean, I don't even bother about this anymore. I'm not worried about this anymore, okay? I don't worry about myself that much anymore. I think that we are people, we came from this earth and we go down, into this earth. We're just part of it and made of it. We are flesh, bone, and blood, right? And I take this nudity in a totally different sense, in absolute acceptance. I don't want to make anyone perfect, okay? I don't want to change anyone, okay? And I don't want to make a fuss about who they are, about their personality in general. Like I say, I don't care. All I care is how I create my explicit and nude pictures. And when you're doing it with a model, okay, this is you who will be translating this energy. This is you who will be translating this idea. This is you who will be translating this emotion. Okay, the more person is secure with me, the wider the legs will open. Okay, the better the energy, the better the reaction, and and then you can do something with those pictures. You would feel comfortable, right? Because I cannot, I cannot imagine. I never had this photo shoot when I would trick someone and I would lie, and then I will try to sell their pictures or use their videos in some way, it's something what is not me. There was a lot of people, I'm telling you, my website has such a rating now because it has an adult content, okay? So recently there was a Google update. They removed all my content from Google Post. They're trying to crush me and squeeze me as much as possible, okay? So there are a lot of people who will come just to watch. They want access to adult content, okay? They want to have access to this. And that's why they would look, right? But even though on all my website, if you see the face, it is the face of the model. It's the face of the model who I represent, who worked for me and did some gigs or projects or whatever. Models are different, and you need to understand. I've started with the models who been hand models, okay? And that's how I progressed actually with models. I didn't start only straight away with the escort or how to say glamour models. No, I've started with normal people as well, because there is a lot of public who are scared of the prostitutes. Yeah, and they said, no, we don't want this. Can it be like a girl next door or some simple mature old guy, right? People would like to have a photo shoot with the simple person. But what you forget, that when you're shooting a client with the simple person, that simple person, if he will be scared and terrified, the same that this client, the photo shoot will not work. Okay? So that connection and that contact with the model is the must. This is your secret. Okay? All the secrets come from that. Like I say, you can tell the person to open the shirt, smile, and take topless nice picture, right? You can do that. I am not saying that it is not possible. But what I am saying to you, if you are planning to do this long time, and if you're planning to create erotic energy for yourself, for someone else, this is what you should do. If that person is not known to you, is not your friend, is not feeling comfortable to undress, you should figure it out for yourself how you will start this. and how you would do this. And of course, you need to start shooting with a close, and then slowly moving to, right? Slowly. And it depends on the person how you would start. The woman start one way, the guy can start different way, right? You can just keep that person in the pants for a really long time in a lingerie, okay? And then ask to reveal one or the other element of their body, right? You can start from the how to say, from the simple practice and saying, you know how I always do. I always say this is not like a real picture. Let's test it. Let's test the light. Okay? Because I'm not sure. And so we're testing the light, the person thinking this is not the real shoot, he can do whatever. He's not worried about that moment of taking a picture. That's how I started on myself, okay? To shooting, my private parts. I was thinking, I'll just test this. I'll test how this look, how this look, how this, how that. Okay, and then how that, and that's how it starts in the photography. You are never sure at the start, and you never be for a really long time if you are a beginner. Okay, till you test it, until you try many things for yourself. Okay, and if you a beginner and want to try from the model, which how I did it, okay, you still need to start somewhere and thinking for yourself. It's easy, and telling that model that that this is just a test. You might get more successful shots than for really coming and shooting. That's the tip for you, okay? Because testing is the most important thing in adult photography. You know why? Because many people do this in their own way. There is no education for adult content creation. There is no techniques, established. There is no ways. Everyone is flying solo. People who discover that passion for erotic photography like me went through their journey by themselves. Okay, went into this direction by following their how to say, fantasy, imagination, by testing on many people. So you actually need to make an agreement, to bring the person in, to have a chat and explain what you want to do, not to trick someone into this experience. If you want to use that model, you need to sign some papers. Again, what it is, signing papers, it's a scary thing for many people. It's a scary thing. By this day, I maybe was using it for 3-4 years, those contracts, okay, and I was printing them and signing them, and every time when I had to do this, they were shitting themselves, okay, they were trying to look what is wrong in this contract, and maybe there is some kind of a hidden thing, where I am signing this contract to use them and abuse them. Seriously. And so I always say to them, and it's on my website, and I have terms, conditions. And people are worried about this, about their face and about their identity, okay? So you need to say, or I'm not shooting the face, or if this person will use these pictures and when the face will be included, then you need to say about this, that your photography is not about who he is, but about shooting intimate sexual representation of him or of her. And legally you could just send an email and make an agreement via email, saying meaning I'm gonna do this and this for you, and you're gonna do like that and that. For example, if it's time for prints models, or even if it's your friend, come on, I'm telling you, you need to write and have this email in case you will have problems later. So you will have this written, that there is an exchange, your time and your experience and how to say, and your effort for his time and effort. And it's a fair exchange. If you do not have it written anywhere on the papers and stuff, you will run into problems, even with your close person, because people change their mind. The reason why I'm taking, for example, now deposits for the model, and today I had this situation when the guy booked a model for striptease scene setup, and I have this strip pole in my studio for that reason, and then and I took a deposit for those two models, and now he's writing me an email saying that he changed his mind about this idea and that he would like to shoot with trans. And then again, I am hitting that situation with that this is adult content. That's why this is the reason why I'm taking those bookings and I'm taking the deposit, to respect the model. Okay, if I'm speaking the model and I'm saying that you're getting ready for this and type of photo shoot, that we're going to do this and this, I am investing my time. Okay, I am taking the model's time. Okay, and if I would behave in something in a different way, model will not trust and not shoot with me anymore. Okay, and I'm saying to this guy, the if you're changing the model, right, which is fair, this is not my business that you change your mind and not shooting with those two hot ladies now. Okay, this is not my seriously problem. If you change your mind, it's like you're building a house and you went to your architect, okay, and he built you, and he made this all nice, set up the way you wanted this house, and then you come in and say, okay, you know what, actually I don't need this 3 floors anymore. I want now to be one and the floor. Okay, and he would say, okay, I will make you a new one, right? But you will pay for this. You will pay for that time and for that service, and that is fair. And I'm saying to you that when you respect that model, you will have a communication, and you will have how to say, a connection, and you can work with this model again and again, because he would see how you are and you would have a chance to develop your skills. Then will come time when you will be going to another model and another model, because let me tell you, everyone has a different level of boundaries, different skin texture, different shape, different like culture, religion, ethnicity. I mean, like, there are so many things, and with every person, when you're shooting, you will hit into them. You will. And so that's why you need that experience. Shooting one person and shooting two people, it is a totally different experience. For me personally, it is easier. That's why I figured it out that that photo shoot with the models is the best idea. There are so many single people and lonely people out there, and this is something what will move their energy to another level. And they end up, I'll tell you this, they will end up getting into connection with someone, because that channel will be open for them. Yeah, subconsciously, when they see themselves enjoying with someone, not necessarily, how to say, I mean, the last thing what I can tell you is about expectations. As the clients have very high expectations, right? The photographers also have expectations, right? And don't have very high expectations from your model if it even doesn't look good. Okay, this is what something I can tell you. This shooting a real model, it's easy. You don't need to tell them what to do. You don't need to explain them. They absolutely love themselves. They've trained their body language to the point that everything what they do, you would love and would like take a picture of it. When I'm shooting a real model, I just fly and run around, because stop and this stop and this stop. I like everything. I like everything what they do, you know? This is the real models. Okay, these are the people who are invest time in posing, invest time in their expressions, invest time in their artistry, invest time in their flexible, you know, in terms of the body, in terms of the expression, right? These are, you know, how to say, amazing options. But I'm saying to you, if you're starting out and you are doing adult photography, okay, and there will be person who never done and want to try this, that's most likely what you will get. You will need to understand those things and move in the certain way to protect yourself and of course to respect your model and go further. Okay, and then think about, you know, what you can do later with this. But most of the models who come to this business, or they like to be naked, okay, and they have this thrill and adventure and they love themselves to the point that they want to show off, right? Or they coming for money, okay, and they're business people, because I have not seen many adult workers who are doing this for charity, okay, and I am here to protect especially them, because there are so many clients who would book. If that would be £5, I would have a queue, you know, like enormous queue. But you know what? Those who would like to book for £5, they would like to book a princess. The best model ever. Oh my gosh. They've seen this movie star, or they've seen this artist, or they've seen this hot model or porn model or whatever they imagined in their lives. They had no guts, you know, balls to do them by themselves, right? So these clients come to me and ask me to find this model, and that's fine if the model with them can do a business, right? And they are generous. But very often these people want to use me, to use my connections to hire this princess, right? Not to pay her enough, and then make her work like a slave. And they do not understand that this mentality, this princess who wants to have an easy money, you know, adventure, she wants an enjoyment for herself. That's why she's going on the date, right? Doing escort, going on the date, having a nice meal, right? And going to the hotel for quick sex, then getting some money, whatever, for, you know, for rent, for presents and the thing, because they feel like princes. They do not want to be slaving and working very hard, okay? And if you pay them for 1 hour, it's not gonna be that you will be, you know, the whole hour non-stop. No, they want to enjoy this hour, okay? Enjoy this hour. So that's what I'm saying. Your goal is, of course, you need to shoot a photo shoot and you need to achieve certain looks, and you need to move that model, right? To shoot a lot of lighting variation, posing variation, okay? Sexual level variations. But there is, you know, boundaries. You need to understand what kind of model you have. Okay, if that's a princess, which is all beautiful, and that she will do the fuck she wants to feel her nice and comfortable in this atmosphere. And I cannot have the situations like that when people want to book an extremely gorgeous VIP model and then have a you know, the longest list of the services that she should do in that shoot. It's just not possible. It's not logical. Okay, I made those people a separate video saying when you have between 5 and 10,000 offer for this model, for everything what you want to do on the camera and the film, then I won't be embarrassed to go and do that. Otherwise, you are trying to use me and use that model for your advantage, because I do not see in any way in the listed situation, in the listed services, where she enjoy herself. she will be working very hard. Okay? And maybe the olden days we did not respect those models, the human trafficking or whatever, but now models choose their own destiny and choose their own clients and choose their own people who they want to work with and choose their services. They choose everything, their personalities. And if you are trying to, how to say, to put them into this condition, then you better offer them something, right? That's what I'm saying. It is very important not to use anyone and not to be abused. And this fine line, oh my gosh, it's something what needs developing, right? And I've been developing this. I was very, how to say, I was very, very into art. And then I start putting this leg into this porn and checking how it is and what it is there. And all the energies was coming from there. It's not for me. Okay? I can shoot this porn. Okay? I can agree that this is porn, right? But people need to be honest with me, right? Because this is not normal what I would do. I don't do porn. All the scenes and scenarios, I lit it in a way to make it artwork, okay? Because if I would be shooting porn, you will open my website and everything will be the same. Everything will be the same. Because why? I learn one light setting, okay? And I shoot everyone the same. It's just vaginas and cocks changing, right? When you go into professional porn field, right, you would see that, how to say, there is amateur, there are a lot of levels, right, of this. But during that movie, when you're watching that movie, there is no, how to say, excessive change. People, when they shoot artwork with me, they have a lot of lighting variations, okay? In one scene, I try to change light 3-4 times, okay? And we shoot maybe 10 scenes. So they have variety of the shoots, variety of the options on filming sets, on image photography sets. That's my goal, to make it arty. I would be bored to shoot in one light. This is not what I do. I don't like this way, okay? I came to this world to create something special, and I strive for this. And I want to teach people, okay? Because sexual energy is something what people do not understand and cannot work with. Okay, and when they have the sexual markers on point, that's where the life starting to kick in their relationship, in their partnership, okay, in their work, everywhere. And that's important to develop and show this. Okay. So thank you so much and love you, kiss you, bye. This was another masterclass. I hope you enjoyed it and see you next week. Later, alligator.